It is with great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today at this Multi-Stakeholder Dialogue. The gathering of stakeholders from various sectors symbolizes our collective commitment to addressing the pressing challenges posed by the mining companies' practices in Zambia. As the Executive Director of the Center for Environment Justice, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each of you for your presence and participation. Your engagement in this dialogue is a testament to a shared vision of a Zambia where every individual has access to a clean and a healthy environment, and where the rights of communities affected are upheld and protected. I must mention that we cannot do away with mining, because mining is also a very important sector and industry for the nation. You agree with me that most of the gadgets that we are using today have got a component of minerals. Today we embark on a significant journey as we launch our new project titled Advancing Responsible Mineral Extraction and Community Rights in Zambia. This initiative is not merely a project, but a response to the urgent need for enhanced accountability and responsible business conduct in the mining sector. Commissioner, I want to mention that the last stakeholders meeting, you actually challenged me if we could increase the support to the women groups in Sinazongwe. I must indicate that under this project, we also incorporated the Economic and Livelihood Support Initiative, and at the end of November, we will support 6 to 10 groups in Sinazongwe, which will bring us to a total of 18 groups to be supported in the last 2 years. This project is a follow-up to our just concluded initiative, Voices for Climate Justice and Natural Resource Governance, which has allowed us to engage communities, raise awareness, and advocate for sustainable practices.
This is a very important project. It's just a transition from our Voices for the Climate Justice and Natural Resource Governance. So this was the first project under the SAT that was also done in Sinazongwe and Serenje. It also included Nangoma, so we had 3 areas in the previous project. But this new project, it only has 2 districts, which is Sinazongwe and Serenje.
My Sinazongwe will change, because as people, as investors will be coming on this ground, on my ground here, they will not find it easy, because I'll be telling them to say what you are supposed to do is the right person to the right. Oh, this poor woman. I went on the ground also to ask you to say, they talk like we want money. But what is supposed to be done is that it must be a policy to say any investor who has to come and displace people has to build. They mouth shelters. Other than listening to a poor woman who has no knowledge in the area. Because then they think, if you are given a 2 kwacha, then it will be okay. They don't think of tomorrow.
A key pillar in our approach is the National Mineral Resource Development Policy of 2022. This policy aims to promote sustainable development in mining sector while ensuring that the rights and interests of local communities are protected. It outlines clear guidelines for responsible business conduct, RBC, emphasizing the need for transparency, accountability, and active community engagement. We believe that the principles are essential to fostering an environment where both businesses and communities can thrive together. Furthermore, the policy seeks to ensure that mining operations contribute equitably to the socio-economic development of our communities.
Key principles of RBC, which is responsible business conduct. One of the key principles is respect for human rights. How are the businesses respecting the rights of the people, the rights of the communities where they are operating from. How are they respecting the people that they've found in that area? Yes, we understand they could have gotten their papers from Lusaka, but they've found people in that area. How are they respecting them? How do they make sure that the issues of compensation are done in a right way? So responsible business conduct should also focus specifically on the human rights.
Some of the negative environmental impacts that we may experience, we already know these things: deforestation, habitat destruction, soil erosion and degradation, water pollution. These are some of the things that if we do not know how to manage them so well, they can affect our environment and our living conditions. Government has all the legal instruments that we need in terms of managing our environment, our natural resources, our minerals. And when I say natural resources, we are not just talking about minerals. We are talking about wetlands, forest reserves, national parks, all those areas that have been protected for the future generation. Okay, those are very important for us. So our government has all the policies. We also have international treaties that we have ascended to as a nation that supports us or gives us guidelines on how best we can manage our natural resources. Some of the key frameworks, we talk about the environmental impact assessments. Madam from local authority area spoke about it. We can do the social impact assessments. Also have the international standards like the UN guiding principles. It can be on human rights, it can be on investment, it can also be on environment. When we talk about responsible mining or mineral resource extraction, we are talking about some processes that can minimize on environmental impacts. Right now, the president for the Zambia Chamber of Mines, Dr. Godwin Wene at the EPD, I think they can remember, he said, it's a thing of the past. And he spoke so passionately. He said, it's the thing of the past that mining companies are contributing to the pollution, because some investors, they are now using technology whereby it's not, you can't even see the pollution or the effluents. So those are some of the things that we want to see in other mining companies adopting technologies that will reduce on environmental impacts and how to manage the industrial waste so that it doesn't find itself in the streams and communities, you know, get affected. They cannot have access to clean water.
Coming to a place like Sinazongwe, we depend on farming. Quite okay, a settlement will be planned. People will be happy that they are going to a new place, which looks far much better than where they used to live. But how are they going to survive? Because they depend on farming. Land will not be maybe enough. Maybe the land will not be fertile for agriculture. What do the government also maybe extend on how these people are going to survive? Are they given employment so that that settlement be a home, but they should remain working in the company?
Before any major project is about to be undertaken in the district, and then if it's seen that that project will have an impact on the environment as well as the population in the district type, the developers are encouraged to produce what is not, or to prepare what is known as an environmental impact report. So this could be an environmental project brief or an environmental project statement. So when they do that, they submit to DEMA. DEMA will then send some of the documents to be sent to some government offices, and the local authority is one of the departments that will receive that document, including the traditional leadership. I think some copies, sometimes they've brought them to the council where we've delivered, as well as to the district commissioner. So from there, for us, we review the documents. We look at the issues that they have identified in terms of impact on the environment, both the positive, the negative, and also the positive and negative impacts on the social status of the people in the district. So from there, when we review, sometimes we'd even take a step further, where we also visit the community where the project will be, just to also appreciate and know that people are aware of the project, and we also do our own analysis. Then from there, we write to ZEMA, because ZEMA is the one that writes to us. We'll write back, we'll give them our comments and what we expect them to advise the developer to do. So from there, when making decisions, ZEMA will take into consideration most of the comments that we've put. But even before that, sometimes I think some of us have attended the meetings that are called by these developers, where they call the public hearings and listen to the concerns that people have concerning that project. So before approvals are done, all those steps are undertaken, and after the approvals are done, the companies are given, of course, an approval, but there are also conditions that are attached to the approval. And from those conditions, that's why we also draw our monitoring plans.
These policy reforms that the new government is working on to align where there were gaps, if only we could have them implemented, some of the challenges that we've been facing, I don't think we'll be having them going forward. So on the resettlement policy, I think government has put up a very well-planned structure. If only we could use it and implement, I'm sure we will gain quite a lot from there. And the other thing of sensitization, having clear knowledge and understanding, our people really needs that, because you cannot negotiate on things that you don't know.
What we want to see out of this meeting are action plans. We also want to see improved collaboration and shared understanding between all the stakeholders that are here. But the most important thing is an action plan that the community and every stakeholder that is here will be responsible over, and ensure that we see a better Sinazongwe around issues to do with the responsible business conduct. Thank you very much.